What you're about to watch is a little snippet of a one-to-one exclusive coaching call I had with one of my students, and I decided to clip part of this conversation because I think it's going to be very valuable for you. So without further ado, let's go right into it.
I don't know why, but I haven't felt like this in I have 4 clients right now. The money's like decent. Everything's fine. They're not even thinking about leaving, but do you ever get that when you were first starting? I guess I've been doing this for a while now, but did you ever get that anxiety of like, man, they could all just drop, or like 2 could dop, and then did you ever get that anxiety of thinking?
Dude. I mean, I get that anxiety all the time with everything. I mean, like, to give you a bit of an idea, I mean, I don't want to get too personal, but I went through a very tough breakup just now. And I mean, that to an extent, it is that sort of feeling that everything is just crumbling, right?
Yeah.
But I think what really helped me is understanding that, like, if you're centered in your own being, right, and you're in your energy, then without getting too esoteric, right, but or woo, but at the end of the day, man, you can't take away Jake. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't take away you, man. And like the growth I've seen from you over the past year, it just has been fucking insane, right? And so even if they were to take everything away from you, right, you would still be a better version of Jake. You would still be a more, like a bigger conscience, like you would be just a bigger, like better Jake. Makes sense? And that they can't take away from you at all times. So the money can come and go. But you're never going to leave. Makes sense? So I think when you put that into perspective and you realize, like, shit, the whole journey is about my personal growth, right? And that's why, like, it's also like, sometimes I've had months where I've made the most money in my life, but I haven't felt that sense of like personal growth. And those monies are also like as stressful, because I'm like, then you feel more like it could be taken away, right? Because maybe you're doing like this secret thing or something like that, right? But
exactly, yeah.
Like, we're not like, we have a pretty sustainable business model. It's not like we're trading NFTs, for a living. Like, at the end of the day, they can't take away you, man, and like your ability to impact people, your ability to connect with people on a call, your ability to your marketing ability, your sales ability. Makes sense? And so I think that gives you that gives you much more confidence, and that's also part of the business model that we're in, right? The fact that it's not like this gimmick that's going to be here today, gone tomorrow. So I think to get rid of that anxiety, I think the best thing is to understand that, like, they can never take anything, they can't take away you. And to be honest with you, one of the big shifts that I had in my personal happiness was understanding that, like, who am I? If everything is taken away from you, who are you, right? And are you happy with that version of you? Makes sense? And that once you kind of peel back the layers, that's what you should be getting to, right? Because the thing is, if everything was always going great, right, but your self-identity relied too heavily on the things that you have, on your success, you would still be in a very uncomfortable situation. Because if the girlfriend's taken away from you, if the money's taken away from you, if the friends are taken away from you, you would be miserable. Make sense? And so you want to get to a point where, like, you ask yourself, if everything is taken away from me, what would be my default state, right? I feel like as entrepreneurs, we're constantly thinking of like adding more stuff and being more successful and making more money. Okay, but like, what's our default level of happiness? And that's what you have to work at. Anything above that is great, right? Like, having the money is great, right? It gives us more peace of mind. It gives us more impact, right? Having the amazing social circle, great, right? Having the amazing girls, guys, great, right? But at the end of the day, if everything is taken away from you, who are you at your core, and are you happy with that version, right? And that's really what you have to get at, and what you have to focus on. Make sense?
Yeah, thanks, man. That definitely helped a lot. That's kind of what I was thinking. I was like, damn, like, if I'm feeling like this with 4 or 5 clients, if I'm making 50 grand a month, it's just going to be the same feeling. Like, you know what I mean?
Like, it sounds cliche, right? But sometimes I think a lot of, like, at the end of the day, the internal growth is a lot more, is just a lot more impactful than any external growth. And I think the external growth is going to be, the external growth can translate into internal growth, right? And that's why I think, like, entrepreneurship is really the best thing you can do for personal development, right? However, sometimes I feel like entrepreneurs, and because I've been there, right, and I'm still in there I'm not going to lie to you every once in a while, but I've really worked on it over the past year or so. We rely so heavily on the external, right, to be happy. And sometimes you look at a barista, right, who's making $8 an hour, right, but she doesn't, she's like fulfilled and super happy.
Yeah.
And then you kind of question, like, okay, who's
happier? Yeah.
Who's happier? Yeah. So again, I'm not saying you should be a barista. I'm just saying, like, it's something to reflect about, because you can have all the money in the world, dude. At the end of the day, money only solves money problems. And it's just so true. Like, people deal with loss the same way. People deal with anxiety in the same way. And so it's kind of understanding. It's understanding that you cannot ever get to a point where you place all your self-worth. And I'm not saying you're doing this, by the way. I'm just going on a rant, but understand that you cannot put all your self-worth, all your self-identity, all your safety on how much money you made this month, or what your status is, or the friends that you've got around you, or the car you have, or the watch you've got, or the place you live in, etc., etc. Because things, like, everything is going to go at the end of the day, right? And so it's about being happy right now. It's about, like, finding, like, if everything is taken away from you, what's your default state, and really working every day towards making that default state the best it can fucking be.
Alright, so if you've gotten to this point of the video, make sure that you've smashed the like button. If you haven't already and you want the algorithm to send videos just like this to your feed, make sure that you subscribe to this channel. And the final thing is, if you want to get access to more snippets like this from paid content of mine, as well as stuff that I'm not posting anywhere else, go ahead and apply to my free Facebook community. It's an incredible community full of like-minded people looking to crush it. The link to it is in the description. All you have to do is fill out a bunch of questions, and if you're a good fit, we'll let you in. And with that being said, hope everything is going well in your journey, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.